Man, Taraji P. Henson and Gabrielle Union need to sit their old self down. They ain't got it no more. They ain't got it like they used to have it back in the day. You ain't the hottie. You done gone ice cold.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, the Beauty Myth. Learn the beauty secrets of the goddess next door in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, the Beauty Myth at online booksellers everywhere today.
Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson decided to put on a show when they were on the red carpet for their new Netflix movie, The Perfect Find. Now, as Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson were on the red carpet for their movie, The Perfect Find, they both decided to wear sheer dresses similar to the one that Keke Palmer wore, with a black bodysuit that exposed her buttocks at the Usher concert in Las Vegas. Now, Gabrielle Union decided to show her backside in a sheer dress similar to the one Keke Palmer wore, with a thong bodysuit which exposed her buttocks, whereas Taraji P. Henson decided to wear a sheer dress with electrical tape over her nipples. And as I looked at the photographs of Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson, I had to shake my head, because here was a 52-year-old and 50-year-old woman basically showing me how they had grown old, but sadly had not grown up. And as these women were on the red carpet basically exposing themselves as part of the so-called sheer fashion trend, they showed me how they did not have any semblance of dignity or self-respect, and had no real understanding of how they were participating in a trend that reflected negatively on the black image. Now, there seems to be some trend to escalate ratchet culture in the black community, starting with events like the Hoochie Con that Professor Black Truth talked about, and with many other black celebrities like Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson going out here and exposing themselves in these sheer outfits and talking about how it's the new trending thing. However, women wearing sheer tops and putting electrical tape on their nipples did not originate as part of some new topless trend that the mainstream media is trying to push, especially in the black community. No, women wearing sheer tops or fishnet tops, this was something that came out of the goth scene back in the 1990s. Now, back in the 1990s, there would be some women out here when they were going to goth clubs who would wear a fishnet top, or a fishnet top made out of fishnet stockings, and what they would do is put electrical tape on their nipples and wear the fishnet top or the stockings made into a top, and they would wear this when they would go to goth clubs. And that's where the origin of this whole sheer thing came from. But what Madison Avenue and Hollywood want to do is make it into some so-called fashion trend. And what they want to do in the black community is use this to demonize black women and go out here and try to breathe brand new life into the stereotype of the black Jezebel. Because the ultimate goal that Hollywood wants to do with images like this is they want to go out here and breathe brand new life into the old stereotype of the black Jezebel, and create a new narrative for the black Jezebel, and use black celebrities to go out here and mainstream this narrative as a norm for black women, like they did back in the early 2000s when they gave Halle Berry an Academy Award for portraying Lucretia Musgrove in the film Monsters Ball, where she got down and dirty and bent over for Billy Bob Thornton in that infamous sex scene. Because that's what they want to do with this new sheer narrative. Is what they want to do is take something that came from the goth scene that was considered to be innocent and turn it into something sexual and hypersexualize it. And they want to put a black female face on it to make it look like this type of debauchery is the social norm. That's what they want to do when they go out here and have black celebrities like Keke Palmer, Taraji P. Henson, and Gabrielle Union out here exposing themselves what they want to do is go out here and hypersexualize the black female image, all a part of their promotion of ratchetness in black culture. Because the ultimate goal of what they want to do is they want to further socially engineer dysfunction in the black community, like they have done for the last 20 years, because over the last 20 to 25 years, we've seen black women's image go from the respectable and dignified Claire Huxtable and the girl next door, Denise Huxtable, to the whole career woman, Joan Clayton, to this hypersexualized black woman that was ushered in with Letitia Musgrove, and ever since Letitia Musgrove ushered in the mainstreaming of the hypersexualized black woman, what has happened is we've gone from seeing black women going out here aspiring to be dignified, respectable sisters who wanted to get the attention of a respectable, dignified brother, to black women going out here and looking to go be this down and dirty black Jezebel who has been out here wearing skimpy outfits, twerking in videos, having fights in fast food restaurants, and wilding out and having her hot girl summers with any sort of guy. And as she's doing this, further tarnishing her own image and making it look like she has no sort of understanding of what the old African proverb that the late David Carroll used to quote: a race can rise no higher than a moral position of its women, and as the woman goes, so goes the race. And sadly, since the 80s, the black woman's direction as related to her moral position has been in a major decline, and it's been in a major decline because most black women want to go out here and emulate the dysfunctional behaviors presented to them in mainstream media images that are designed to breathe brand new life into the stereotypes of the black Jezebel, such as the ones presented by rappers like the B Words with Problems, Little Kim, and Foxy Brown, and then again Letitia Musgrove once more, and all of the ratchet images that we see being legitimized in mainstream media. And what's really sad is nowadays you've got older women who should know better still going out here and presenting an image of self that does not present respectability or self-respect, because it's just embarrassing to watch all of these older women, such as a Kiki Palmer, a Tia Mowry, a Gabrielle Union, or a Taraji P. Henson, women who should be older and know better about themselves, to go out here and present themselves in such a derogatory fashion. It is just embarrassing to watch women who, again, are supposed to be well educated, have college degrees, still acting like they have no sense of dignity, no sense of self-respect, and they'll sit there and talk about how they're empowering themselves. Meanwhile, they don't see how they're being exploited by most of the mainstream media, which wants to go out here and have them showing their backsides to the world and showing only their bodies to the world and not showing us that they have a brain in their head. And that's the ironic thing here. Many of these same women will sit there and complain, oh, men don't go out here and respect me, not understanding that you're not presenting an image that reflects respect. And you would think, again, some of our most talented actresses like Taraji B. Henson would know better to do this. Again, a 52-year-old woman should know better than to show her breast off to people. But because these women have low self-esteem and are extremely desperate for attention, they will go out here looking to get likes on social media instead of showing how much they love themselves by keeping themselves covered. That is the saddest part about this whole thing. Many of these women, they want to jump in on this so-called sheer trend, not understanding that it's sheer insanity how you're sacrificing your dignity to get a couple of seconds of attention from a bunch of thirsty simps who could care less about you as a person and does not respect you enough to let you know that a woman who is old enough to be a mama or an auntie should not be out here showing everything, because what are you showing to the young sisters out here? That's the critical question I would like to ask Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson and Tia Mowry and And Kiki Palmer, what are you showing the young sisters about themselves that they need to emulate from you? That's the critical question I would like to ask these women. I mean, what are you showing the young sisters? Because it used to be back in the day, the older men and women would want to go out here and show a respectable image of self to the world so that the young brothers and young sisters would have somebody to follow. But it's hard to follow an older who isn't an elder, and that's the sad whole case with 52-year-old Taraji P. Henson and 50-year-old Gabrielle Union. They show us that they are elders, not olders. They've grown old, but they've not grown up. And instead of being respectable ladies who show their intelligence and wisdom, they show their backsides and show us that they are bust downs who belong in bust downtown in apartments 8D and 8E, and show us how they basically are just more tools for white supremacy to use to perpetuate their stereotypes about black women and perpetuate their narratives about black women being the black Jezebel, having no sense of dignity, no sense of shame, no sense of honor, and will go out here and show the world their entire bodies. What's really interesting to me is that they'll go out here and show their bodies on a red carpet, but if a black director were to have asked them to do a nude scene, that's when these same women would start going out here talking about they're born-again Christians. They don't do that kind of thing. So showing me how full of it both of these women are, because they sit there and will be like, oh, I'm doing this because it's a part of a trend. And again, the trend is creating a covert contract where they try to get white acceptance by clout chasing, by putting on these sheer outfits and showing everything and trying to get the white folks to see themselves as somebody to pay attention to, not understanding you're just showing white racists basically what they already want to believe about them and presenting themselves as the laughingstocks as related to Hollywood. This is something many of these sisters don't really understand, because they don't understand that the way they behave reflects on them, on their man and their community. And when I look at women like this, sadly, what it shows me is that they don't really care about how they reflect on their man. Now, I know Gabrielle Union doesn't care because she's emasculated her husband, Dwayne Wade, and he doesn't have the backbone or the stones to say, you're not going out here like this, and you're not going out and being a part of my family looking like this. And in the case of Taraji P. Henson, she's basically a baby mama, and she's possibly alienated from her baby daddy. So both of these women never learned that their behavior reflects on their man, or how their behavior makes it where people don't respect either them or their man, because it basically, when your woman is out here like this, it's showing that your man is weak, and it also shows that your community is weak, because only a community of men and women who have no sense of intangibles as related to character would allow themselves to be exposed and exploited like this. I mean, this is the kind of dressing that I would expect to see at the adult video news awards or the AVN awards, not at a premiere for a Netflix movie. I mean, that's what made me shake my head, because here we have two mainstream celebrities looking like porn stars and thinking that this is part of a trend. And again, the trend is that we, as related to America, we are on a moral decline, because when you've got mainstream stars basically showing their backsides and their front sides to everyone, looking like porn stars and not looking like mainstream celebrities, that's really embarrassing, because it shows that there is no delineation between an adult star and a mainstream star. And that's where people really need to really think about this, especially as related to the image of the black woman, because the image of the black woman as related to this whole scene is, again, completely embarrassing. And it's embarrassing because here you have a 52-year-old woman and a 50-year-old woman who are supposed to be auntie or grandma, and they're supposed to be providing a positive example for the next generation. And instead of showing us that positive example, they go out here and get in the sewer and make black women look bad all over the world. I mean, here we have the supposed to be cream of the crop top black women, a descendant of Matthew P. Henson, the legendary explorer, a popular actress in Gabrielle Union, and again, top of black society, but showing us that they have rock bottom values and showing us they don't understand what the old African proverb means. Again, taking the race down as a collective, especially on the side of black women, embarrassing the race and showing us that if this is what is standard for a wife, then we really have a real serious problem, because this shows that, again, the men in the community are really weak and really pathetic, because if a woman is out here running like this, then it shows you're not running your household, and it shows you're not running your community. And again, even the premise of the movie that they're about, The Perfect Fine, talks about a 40-year-old beauty journalist who's dating her frenemy boss's son, again, participating in deviancy, because you're going out here trying to get with a younger man, and trying to get with a younger man is about a woman looking to be a mama over a man, not looking to follow the lead of a man. Again, complete dysfunction all around. And when I look at this whole thing, and they're talking about this is a romantic comedy. No, this ain't no romantic comedy, talking about The Perfect Fine. No, A Recipe for Success, which I wrote back in 2004 and published in 2008, that's a romantic comedy, because you have a woman and a man who are the same age. You have a woman and a man who are looking to build a relationship. Even in my other book, 2015, Spinsterella, that's a romance, because it's a woman and a man who are the same age. No, these women are promoting codependent values, which are about power and control, and then trying to go out here and promote promiscuity on the red carpet. Again, we have a culture of ratchetness being mainstreamed, and sadly we don't have many black men out here who have the backbone or the stones to go out here and stand up and speak against this. I mean, when I look at this whole picture of Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson, I have to shake my head at how dysfunctional it is, because it showed how low we have fallen as a people, showed how low we have fallen as a race, shown how low we have fallen overall, and is an embarrassment to watch. I mean, this whole situation here with Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson, again, just embarrassing all around to watch, and again, just embarrassing to look at altogether. And I just, again, look at it and I'm just really deeply disappointed. And I'm deeply disappointed because, again, here we have two elders who have grown old, but sadly have not grown up at all. Now, if you want to pick up two of my positive romantic comedies, Spinsterella and A Recipe for Success, and see a balanced relationship between a black man and a black woman, you can find those books on Amazon.com. You can find Spinsterella in paperback and Kindle format, and you can find A Recipe for Success in Kindle format on Amazon.com. And you can find both of these books in digital format at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more videos about celebrities, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Isis, Imitation of Life. The Goddess Next Door helps a young black girl overcome racism during the era of Jim Crow in this Golden Age Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Imitation of Life in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella. Discover the dark side of love in this goth and lovely romance with Spinsterella. Get Spinsterella in paperback and e-readers at your favorite online bookseller today.